Okay, welcome to another edition of today's Tax Talk, where we talk about taxes. So today we're going to talk about everything you need to know about crypto because it's Crypto Tuesday, and we're also going to talk about everything you need to know about taxes and crypto. We're going to talk about some of the ATM companies, crypto ATM companies, some big news about that, and if we have time, I will review a story that we covered last week. So. Join us, won't you? Let's start the show. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm your host. I'm attorney Stephen Leahy, and as we just showed up in the introduction there. Today we're going to talk about everything you need about. Actually, it's review. We've talked a lot about this, but there's a good story out there today that reviews much of what we've talked about in the past, and so we're going to review that. We're going to talk about the ATMs, as I mentioned. That there are these crypto ATM companies out there, and there's some big news on there. And then we'll review the story about the $600 million heist from the exchange. So let's start with the show. Well, we already started the show, but let me start here. First, I want to point out that and I talk about this a lot. There's three boogeymen that the IRS is after. Over the last 18 months, you can kind of track the stories. Have they been planted in the media? So you see lots of stories about billionaires and millionaires and how they're not paying their fair share. You see a lot of stories about the tax gap, that there's lots of people out there that aren't paying their fair share, these companies, and we need third-party verification for everybody. And so they're going after everybody's bank statements. They want your bank to report every dollar that goes in and out of your bank account. And then the third one is crypto. And so they're going after crypto because people are making money on crypto. And because the rules were not always clear, they say that a lot of people have been stealing. You're stealing. You're not paying your taxes. And so I wanted to start with this story in the Wall Street Journal. Cryptocurrency surge leaves global watchdogs trying to catch up. Again, this is another story about just feeding into this narrative that it's crypto that's causing all of our problems. They're stealing they're not paying taxes. I think it's nothing to be further from the truth. One thing about blockchain is that everything is entered and recorded in the blockchain. So all transactions are there, and you can see all transactions. And so yes, the IRS was a little bit behind in that they didn't know what it was, like most people, and how they should tax it. I think that's still up in the air about how they're going to tax it. Right now, it's property, and that's the way they decided to tax it. So the first one, this is the story of what you need to know about cryptocurrency and taxes. Okay. They talked to a CPA. The CPA says the IRS is taking a key eye on it, on cryptocurrency. They have a very big interest if you have cryptocurrency. As a matter of fact, on the front page of your Form 1040 in 2020, the IRS is specifically asking, and here's this, so let me pull this up. At any time in 2021, did you receive, sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of any financial interest in any virtual currency? Actually, this should be 2020, right? Because but this was in last year's. It's going to be in again next year. They're asking the question. Anything, at any time, did you receive, sell? So again, very broad definition. And remember, with your tax return, you are answering under penalty of perjury. So you can't lie. You go to jail if you lie. It's perjury. So anyway, there's the instructions there. They're specifically asking, the fact of the matter is if you have a virtual currency, you'll likely need to report it. Well, I've been saying that for some time. And not because you're trying to be honest, because these exchanges also So some exchanges are actually going to be sending the IRS a form and sending you a form 1099K saying, hey, these are the transactions that you made. They're not, some aren't. They're trying to make all do this. Like foreign banks, like remember the Swiss banks used to keep things confidential, but not anymore. They tell the IRS everything. It's the same thing with these exchanges, right? They wanted to be anonymous, but they're not going to be anonymous. They're going to tell the IRS everything. So don't count on thinking that you're not going to be able to you're going to be able to hold currency without them knowing. Of course they're going to know, and then there's going to be severe penalties if you don't report it. Young explained what you need to know about reporting cryptocurrency transactions of profits or losses. It's going to come in a couple of different buckets. The IRS is going to treat you as if you're basically selling a capital asset like a stock. As I mentioned, it's like not like a stock. It's more like property than a stock. So if you bought a cryptocurrency and held it for more than a year, you're going to report it as a long-term capital gain, like all property. So your tax rate could be as low as 0 or up to 20%, depending on your tax bracket. If it's held less than a year, it's going to be a short-term capital gain. So it's really important for people to realize you can trigger this by selling your crypto for cash. So you had crypto and you converted it into a fiat currency, which is any other currency, dollars, yen, pesos. That's a fiat currency. That's going to be a taxable event. Anytime you change let me read because I think they talk about it in here. If you exchange it from one cryptocurrency to another, that's another taxable event. What we see is a lot of people will take their cryptocurrency and buy something. If you took your crypto and you bought a good or service, you've triggered the taxable event because there's going to be a gain or loss. So those three things could trigger you having to file a short or long-term capital gains. Be very, very careful because in the background, the IRS is getting this report and they're not going to look too kindly on you if you don't report it. This happens to a lot of people, and I've got a lot of customers or clients who's this happened to, that they get reported. They didn't know that they were supposed to report all these transactions. And so the IRS gets a 1099K, as they mentioned here, and my client didn't know, and also they only put the trades that you made, not the gains and losses. So I have one client, looks like he traded $10 million of cryptocurrency, and he's being taxed on $10 million. But he didn't have $10 million in profits, and because he didn't report the losses on there too. So you have to do that too, and that's the scary part, and that's why you have to keep good records. He noted that many people are getting into mining, so crypto mining, that's converting. That's working along the blockchain process to verify a transaction, and you get crypto for doing that. And there are considerations there too. So mining is going to have possibly two transactions. The income you receive from mining the cryptocurrency, that's income, so you're going to pay an income tax on that. And as a sidebar note, the expenses that you have related to mining will be deductible. But when you sell the cryptocurrency after you mine it, you're going to be triggering capital gains. And he says that there's deductions. But if you're not in business, if they'll call it a hobby, you're doing this for fun, they may not all be deductible. So you have to be very careful. Also, what you see often in businesses are accepting crypto as a form of payment. So it's different than if someone pays you on a credit card or cash. It's income, so you need to report that. Sometimes your currency will hit a hard fork. We know what a hard fork is, right? It's when they divide it. It gets divided. If you're into crypto, you're going to know what a hard fork is. And airdrop is kind of like a free giveaway and winning lottery. So you might get that, or even getting crypto rewards. Those are just some examples of other transactions where you might need to report that. The bottom line is the IRS is taking a very hard look. So if you have crypto, you want to make sure you're reporting it and looking at your 1040 page. One, there should be no excuse for missing it. The IRS put it right there in plain sight. You're going to make sure you're recording your cryptocurrency transactions, or you have a significant problem with the IRS. So that's again, this is kind of a repeat what I've been telling people all along. That it's, when it's taxable, whenever you get crypto or get rid of crypto, buy something anyway, it's a taxable event. Now, whether it's a capital gain or income, that's the differentiation. But there's always going to be a taxable event when it comes to crypto. So I wanted to also talk about these ATM companies, crypto ATM companies. I had on my show, the Trust Radio Network on AM 560, The Answer. We had CoinFlip Senior Vice President Dave Gutman on my show, and he's our expert in crypto, and we have him on the show. I'm trying to get him on again to talk about crypto and update us on what's going on. We try to keep you updated, and I try to keep you updated. But I always like to have those in the industry who really know what's going on. Actually, that's where I learned about El Salvador. He's the one that told me. And so I did a lot of research on that afterwards. But, this firm, Liberty X, is an ATM company, and they made a deal with NCR. NCR is a national cash register company, right? And so at point of sale. So they've just bought this ATM, crypto ATM, and they're going to implement it into their cash registers. So you can accept cryptocurrency for all transactions. I think that's very powerful. You're going to see a lot of this happening, that these ATM companies, crypto ATM companies, are going to be sold for big money, and they're on the cutting edge, and a lot of these bigger firms are trying to get part of that, to be part of it, and they can leapfrog their competitors by buying one. Chicago-based cryptocurrency startup CoinFlip inks office deal at the old post office. We all know what the old post office is down there when you drive through underneath off the Eisenhower going into the city. I remember it well. As I was growing up, we always beat the horn and yelled out the window for the echoes. But it's a prime piece of office space. They moved. It was on today with Governor Pritzker. There was a press conference, and they announced this move. And so there's a story about it here. CoinFlip Inc. And they're a Chicago-based company. And so to me, if you're going to go to an ATM, go to a Chicago-based ATM. CoinFlip is the one that I would choose, and I think you should choose too. So because they're always keep local if you can. I wanted to make one more kind of an update on what's going on with the hacker 600 million crypto heist. Remember, we talked about it last week. The curveball was that the hacker, now they call him Mr. White Hat, the hacker has returned all of the money. Now, last week they had only returned a portion of the money, but now they have returned all of the money. And I don't think they got the job of the cyber security expert. I think then they have to reveal who they are, and perhaps they don't want to do that. But I do believe they got a $500,000 bonus. I don't know if they called it a bonus, but a fee for showing that this outfit, that there was a security, that they could be easily security breached. And so that's what happened here. So anyway, that's where I wanted to go with this and explain what was going on. Again, there's lots going on in there. Hey, you know what? I didn't put my crypto background in. So let's put the crypto background in, because I can do that very quickly. There we go. The crypto background. That's my Crypto Tuesday background. I forgot to put it in. So anyway, I wanted to. So thank you so much. I'd like to do the crypto. We do a lot of this with helping people because they don't understand the tax implications, and we do. So if you have a question about crypto and taxes, we're the people to call. Open Tax Advocates, 312-664-6649. Again, it's Open Tax Advocates at 312-664-6649. Now remember, if you find any value in this spot every day, today's Tax Talk, where we share this kind of information with you. I don't know who else is sharing this. Nobody else I know of is. So if you're getting some value or any kind of value from the information that we share, tell others. Help us help you. If we're going to ask you to like, share, subscribe. Again, like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, put something in the comments in YouTube. Let us know that you subscribed, and we'll reply to your comment. So thanks so much for joining us here. One more thing, if you're having some IRS problems, then you need to get a copy of my book, Deal with Your IRS Problem Today. Go to freeirsbook.com for your free copy. Freeirsbook.com. Deal with your IRS problem today. And remember, I'm trying to put in the link for a free, so you can get a free digital version. If you want a hard version, a hard copy, then there's a small shipping fee that we'll ask you to pay. We'll pay for the book and all that's available, because we're going to include a bunch of reports and some other good gifts from us to you. And if you're having some problems, go to dealwithyourirsproblem.com. That's where the membership site is, or go to freeirsbook.com and sign up, and we'll send you a copy. So thanks so much for joining us here today. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and have a great day. Out.